Hello and welcome to week 11 of our 12-week journey through the Celebration of Discipline, here it is, by Richard Foster. So we have been journeying through this together for the last 12 weeks, taking one discipline of the 12 disciplines, hence one for every week, and focusing on it and really putting it into practice every week and just exploring what it might look like for us to continue after these 12 weeks with these disciplines. So this week we are looking at guidance, and I honestly can't quite believe that we have reached week 11, which means we have been in lockdown for 11 weeks, and we're nearly finished this book, but this is what we are. This is reality of our day. And I have actually really enjoyed exploring this, and if you haven't already engaged with what we're putting out on social media through and journeying on this, come join us now. All our blogs and our videos are available through our social media platforms and our website, and get involved is what the big thing, and get yourself a copy of this book. Amazon Prime is an absolute sweet situation. And so this week we've been looking at guidance. And I don't know about you, before coming into this week, I thought, oh, guidance, yeah, okay, I know what that is. That's one of those, spiritual discipline and tool that I pick up off my bookshelf of tools for when I reach certain situations in my life, when I come to a clear crossroads in my life where I need insight from the Lord whether to take left or right choice, and that's kind of it. But although guidance is absolutely for those moments in life, it is actually so much bigger, so much wider, as Richard Foster has reminded us, that it is for how guidance is the leading of our lives in a way that we are becoming and conforming more to the image of God, the image of the one who is love, who is hope, who is peace. And I just think that is profound, that is what guidance looks like. And it isn't something that I do individually, although that is part of it, in this culture which tells us that we are strong independent people who don't need people around. We want to be dependent on only ourselves. That actually what the Bible tells us is that we are people who are made by God to be in community, to journey together in this journey that is a walk with Jesus in our everyday lives. And I think that is totally profound, that guidance can be something that we do together. And I haven't necessarily thought about that a lot, that whether that looks like our church family, whether that looks like our small groups that we perhaps attending virtually at the moment, or whether that looks like just one or two who we might dub as spiritual directors, which sounds very, very dramatic and professional and grand, which it can be if you want to make it that way. But it also can be as simple as someone who you recognise, who would you trust, you respect, and you see that they are journeying with Jesus, and perhaps maybe a step or two ahead of you, and you want to learn from them and journey with Jesus the best you can. So that's one of the things it can look like. But also it can look like reading the Bible, seeing God speak through you through that. But of course it can look like those profound thunderclap, shining light in the sky kind of moment of go this way or do this way rather than that way. But it doesn't always. And I think I've loved reflecting on what I can bring into my life that perhaps hasn't been in my life before, but of spiritual directors particularly, of people who I really respect, who I give permission to speak in, to help me look and walk a bit more like Jesus. And I think it's so ironic, I was reflecting with the team earlier on this week, that it was me who was down to lead this week on this discipline of guidance, because I do find myself at that crossroad moment of life of what is next. Should I take the left or should I take right? Because I'm coming to the end of my 1-year internship with One Life, which ends at end of June, and end of July, I don't even know where we are. These days in lockdown are definitely merging all into one. But yeah, the end of July. So I'm just considering what is next, what will that look like. And there's a couple of things on the table. I'm just, Lord, praying. I've been so far praying quite individually, keeping it quite to myself. I think perhaps there's a reflection of this culture of trying to be independent, and probably a reflection of the fact that we're in lockdown. I can't until recently, at appropriate 2-meter distance, see my friends to chat to them, or have those one-to-one conversations, which are great over the phone, but absolutely are better in person. I'm sure we can all relate on that. But I don't know about you, I've been reflecting on this week how I could do this guidance thing corporately in this time in my life, how I could invite more people in to speak into it, how I could go to my the community I have around me to be guided, that whatever I do, whatever decision I make, whether there is no clear option, it is for me to just decide by myself, and Lord being saying to you, Becky, you just decide what you want to do. But whatever it is, I just ultimately with all of it want to look and walk more like Jesus. So yeah, I would love to hear how you guys have found it so far this week, and how, what it's looked like practicing it for you this week, not just thinking of it as something that you park and pick up only as and when you need it, but as something like all the disciplines that you choose every day. Yeah, I hope you're having a great week and love to hear from you.